So hello everyone, welcome to the second lecture of unit conversion. Earlier we have discussed about the length and the other unit like a weight. Now today we are going to discuss about the unit conversion in terms of a area, right? So we know that when you talk about the area is basically the unit of area. The unit of area is meter square or centimeter square or feet square. So this is simply multiplication of length into the length. Simply multiplication of a length into length is, it will give you the area. So if you are aware about the length into length, you can, if you aware about the how length is converted into the one unit into the another unit, let's say inch into the feet or feet into the inch or inch into the centimeter. So let's suppose 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. You know this thing. If you are squaring both side, you will get 1 inch square is equal to 6.4516 centimeter square, right? This is the another way. And you also know that 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet. If you square both side, you will get the 1 meter square is equal to 10.76 feet square. This is the thing you need to remember, that if you want to change into the one unit to another unit, let's suppose we are talking about this unit. So can I write 1 centimeter is equal to 1 by 2.54 inch, right? And simple unit conversion of squaring both side, you will get some amount of value at the denominator. So in the area section, nothing to worry about. You need only remember the one thing, one quantity, and that quantity is nothing but the 1 acre. 1 acre is equal to 43560 feet square, right? You need to remember this thing only. If you are good with the length conversion that I have discussed earlier, then you can easily change the unit into the area. Now coming to the next slide, which is volume. This is the most important thing that you need to remember, that in the volume unit, what mainly we have to focus on, that this particular things, 1 US barrel and this thing, right? And you know this thing, you easily know this thing and this thing. So you don't remember this thing, sorry, this one, okay? So what you need to remember in this unit, you simply remember 1 barrel, which is US barrel, is equal to 42 gallon, and 1 US barrel is equal to 5.615 feet cube. These two things is there, but there is a no direct relationship between the gallon into feet cube. But we know that we can equate this thing, 5.615 feet cube is equal to 42 gallon. We can easily write using this equation, and now we can easily write for 1 feet cube is equal to 42 point divided by 5615 gallon. So you will get some amount of value, and that value will be, I think, 7.48 gallon. So these unit and these unit are very important to know this thing in the volume conversion. Now moving to the next slide. Next slide is water gradient, which is very important. Water gradient. So water gradient is written over here is 0.43 psi per feet. First we need to know that how this thing is coming. 4.0.4 things, 0.433. We need to understand this thing. So we know that density of a water is 1000 kg meter cube. we need to change this density into this particular specific unit, psi per feet. So how we are going to change this thing? Using the previous concept. So what is the previous concept? That 1000, first we need to change the kg into the pounds, because psi is nothing but the lb inch square, lb inch square, right? We need to change this thing. So 1000 when you multiply with the 2.2, because we know that 1 kg is equal to 2.2 lb, we know. And now there is a meter cube, so I have to convert into the feet first. So we know that 1 feet is equal to 3.28, so we can write 3.28 q into feet square, and we can also write feet. The reason I will tell you the why I have written in this form. After solving this thing, you will get some value, and that value will equal to, I think 1000. Let me calculate. 1000 multiply with the 2.2 and divided by 3.28 to power 3. So you will get 62.344. Here will be the lb feet square, and we have 1 feet here. So we get this value, but we have to change this feet square into the inch square. So we know that 1 feet is equal to 12 inch. So we will squaring both sides, we will get 144. So simply 62.344 divided by 144, you will get lb at the denominator inch square, right? This will give you the psi, and there is a 1 feet will be there. After solving this thing, you will get 0.433, and this will be the psi per feet, because if you square both sides, you will get the 1 feet square and 144 inches square. Simple calculation I have put in this I have put this value over here, right? So now you got to know that how this value is coming, and this value is nothing but the water gradient psi per feet. Now we want to understand that what is the basic significance of this thing, what is the meaning of the water gradient, and why it is written in this form. What is the basic significance of water gradient? So we need to understand the gradient, right? The basic meaning of gradient is the change, whether it is change in the pressure, whether it is change in the temperature, whether it is change in the velocity with respect to the length, with respect to the height, right? To understand this thing, we can simply, let's suppose we have drawn this one cubical box having a height of 10 feet. We are assuming that now this each line I have divided this box having a 1 feet. There is a 0 feet height, 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, this is exactly 10, right? So this 0.433 psi per feet, the basic significance at this point when the height is 0, there is no height at this point, you will experience a 0 pressure. But when you moving 1 feet downward, you will experience a 0.433 feet. Now if you are further going, you have to multiply with the 2. If you are further going, multiply with the 3. So what is the significance of this psi per feet? Means you will experience a pressure when you are moving a 1 feet, that is 0.433, and this condition is only possible when the fluid is exerting a pressure, and that fluid is nothing but the water, right? That's why it is named as the water gradient. Means when there is nothing, only water is there, means you are moving downward with the depth, you will experience every feet you will experience this much amount of the pressure, right? I hope this concept is clear to everyone. Now the next point we want to discuss is that API, right? American Petroleum Institute. API has given a one formula. That formula represent 144.5 specific gravity minus 131.5, right? So after putting the getting the specific gravity of the any of the oil, you are able to obtain the API value. After the obtaining the API value, you can simply identify whether the crude oil is a lighter crude oil, heavier crude oil, or medium crude oil, right? So we are not going to jump into that part of the discussion, that the what will be the value of API and that will be heavier, lighter. If the API value is greater than the 30, then it will be the lighter crude oil. As far as if the API in between 10 to 15, I think heavy crude oil, and if in between that there will be the medium crude oil, right? So we also need to understand the specific gravity. A specific gravity is nothing but a density of the fluid by density of the standard fluid. Usually in engineering purpose, in engineering we treat water as a standard fluid, right? If the specific gravity of the any of the things are not given, let's suppose the specific gravity is given 0.9 in our case, so we can simply do the cross multiplication. We know that the 1000 is the density of the standard fluid. You will get the 900 value. That 900 value will be the density of the other fluids, right? So density is the very important thing. Now if someone asks you what will be the density of the water, if someone will ask you what will be the specific gravity of the water, so how you are going to determine? Many people confuse. I think this is the basic fundamental things you need to know. Specific gravity of the water, right? So as we have to write the density of the fluid by the density of the standard fluids. So specific gravity of the water is nothing but the 1, the value will be 1. How it is going to 1? We know that density of the water is 1000, right? And the density which is in kg meter cube, and the density of the standard fluid is also 1000, which is in the form of kg meter cube. Simply calculate, you will get the value of 1 specific gravity, right? Okay. So the another unit is the temperature, right? Another unit is the temperature. So in engineering we know that if you have a temperature given in the degree Celsius, you want to convert into the Kelvin, you have to add 273, right? Kelvin. If the temperature given in the Celsius, you have to convert it. Let's suppose 30 degree Celsius. So we need to convert this thing 30 degree Celsius into 30 degree plus 273. You will get the 3, I think it's 0303 Kelvin, right? And if the temperature is given in the form of, if the temperature is given in the form of Fahrenheit, or then if the temperature is given in the Fahrenheit and they are asking to convert into the Rankine, there is a relationship Fahrenheit plus 460, right? Plus 460. So you need to convert this thing also. So R is equal to, let's suppose 60 Fahrenheit is given, so you have to add, you will get the value of temperature in the form of Rankine. So I think 520 degree Rankine, you will get the answer. So that's all for the today's lecture. If you have any query, you can comment it. I will definitely going to address your comment, and if you have any suggestion, please let me in the comment box. So I am a new in the YouTube, so please guide me or help me. If I am making any mistake, please correct me. Thank you.